In somebody, I like to tell them that we're soulmates. I like to tell them that we're twin souls, that we were together in another life, or that I love you, or I really, really care for you, or I've never met anyone else like you. I can't believe how long it's taken for me and you to be together, for us to get together. The funny thing is that most people hearing something like this would run. They would run a mile. They'd realise what I'm doing. The people that fall for that, they believe it's some kind of grand gesture, and that is a very simple way of that I can gauge whether you're susceptible to what I'm about to do to you next. It's a way of weakening you. It's a way of testing your boundaries. And if that little test works, I know I've got you. Now, one of the best tactics I like to use when I get a new form of supply is gaslighting. Now, gaslighting, unfortunately for me, has become much more in the mainstream now. People generally know what it is, but they don't know what's happening to them, because that's the whole point. So you might know what it is, but you might not necessarily know what's happening to you, which is exactly what I'm counting on. So when I meet a new supplier and I start gaslighting them, it drives them crazy. And that's the purpose of it, to make you think that you're losing your mind. Did I say it like that? Is that what really happened? Maybe I'm wrong. And there you go, you question your own mind, meaning that you become more dependent on me. Pair that with I've already tested your boundaries, and I've already told you that we're soulmates, and I've shown you the most grand gestures of love and affection, basically what your parents never gave you, because you've already told me that by now, because I've already pried. I know exactly what your triggers are. So by the time I start to manipulate you and gaslight you, you're already too far gone. And gaslight is different to lying. People seem to conflate that. Gaslighting basically means that they're lying to me. No. Gaslighting is I know what I'm doing. Lying is just you're just being dishonest. You're lying about something. Gaslighting is much more sinister. It's much more of a manipulative tactic. I want you to question what the heck is going on, and I ultimately get you deeper under my control by doing it. There's a very good tactic what I personally like to use, and I have used on partners before. You think you've figured me out. You've not, but you think you've figured me out because you are so clever. Or you say that you don't want to be with me, or you even call me out. What I will do is I'll do a false execution. And what a false execution is I will tap into that insecurity which you've already told me. Say, for example, you told me your father walked out on you. Your father didn't give you as much love, or your mother didn't give you much love. What I will do is when you start getting upset with me, you start awakening to the narcissistic abuse which I'm putting you under. I'll tell you I'm leaving. I'll tell you that I'm going to leaving, that inner child insecurity, that fear of being abandoned. And then that will mean that you will apologise. Even if I've done something wrong, you apologise to me, and you tell me you will do better. You tell me that you're sorry because you don't want me to leave. And that is so powerful for me, because I know then that I can treat you whatever way I like, and you will apologise to me to stop me from leaving you when I'm the one who's been so terrible. It's a brilliant cycle of abuse, and it's excellent to execute on my target. And then what happens is when you and me rekindle our relationship, I will go back to being the person who you fell in love with, the person at the start, the person when I had the mask on and I was showing you how amazing I was, how wonderful I was, and how incredible our time together can be if you stay with me. I'll go back to doing that. I will breadcrumb affection. I'll compliment you again. I'll tell you how much I love you. I'll buy you flowers. I'll take us to that wonderful restaurant. You want to believe what's happening, and I've convinced you that you're the problem, not me. You'll forgive everything I've done. You won't even mention or question what I've already done to you. And then once you've forgiven me, I can just go back to mistreating you again. It's beautiful how weak you are. The thing I've really found useful is reactionary abuse. When you are tired of how I've treated you, when I've been having a go and getting upset with you repeatedly for days sometimes, whether that's a silent treatment and I've just ignored you because I don't need you, you need me. That's what this comes down to. You need me because I can just find another supply. You're nothing special. Now remember that. You are nothing special to a narcissist. You are just an object in their life, and they will suck you dry like a vampire. And when they're done with you, they'll toss you to the side. They won't ever think of you again. The only time a narcissist will reach back out to you is if they're finished with their current supply and they're reaching back out to you just to see if they still have access, just to test those boundaries again. And you'd be surprised the amount of times people message back. Whether that's a fuck you, whether that's never speak to me again, whether that's hi, how you doing, I'm doing okay, thank you. I know at that point I still have access to you. But even before we get to that point, while I'm still in the cycle of control, I will mistreat you, and eventually, sometimes, you will bite back. But then, what I do, is I then get upset that you have gotten upset at me for mistreating you, so then you apologise to me again. So, I pretend to leave you for how bad I'm treating you, you apologise, and when I'm getting upset with you and arguing with you and putting you down and insulting you and degrading you, I get upset, you apologise. Either way, I win. And the only time you'll be done with me is when I've had my fill of you.